What is up, everybody? I'm Novo coming at you with another one. Request to have a look at Wimi. Looks like cloud-based software. There's lots of news on it. I think there was like a $83 million registered direct offering. That's a lot of money. We're starting with a blank slate on this one just to give you an idea as to how I play with this thing. And right from the start, this was definitely a huge emotional pump and dump. And now we're probably getting close to the nitty gritty as to where the value of this share is. And we still see a lot of selling going off here, right? So, what is the I'm all tongue tied today. What is the direction today? So, we had upward direction, but now we have lower lows and lower highs, right? So we're creating a channel to the downside. So that is a high and that is a lower high. And we need to break this tangent before we consider a potential change and then looking for a higher high to show that we are completely in a different direction. And this is a little difficult to zero in, but rough and ready, sort of like that. I want to say it's more like so. And this looks like there's a potential change beginning to happen or a bottoming effect. So it could be that we are close to a bottom, and this may actually be the turn. So if we start looking at some horizontal price levels, this looks like it was support. We had a little bit a dip under that, but if we look left, that seems to be a very important price level. If we move it up just a smidge, so we negate any of these wicks and just consider the bodies here and this body here, that kind of resonates a little better. Let's zoom in a little more. So I would consider this a serious price level to play with. So let's call that 550. We're so close to it. Call that 550. And this is a potential bounce. But is it over? No, we had one bounce. But the direction is still down. There is the possibility of hitting 550 again, right? So I don't see any confirmation of momentum and change to the upside yet. We just see a bounce. We also see that we've had some volume, or not volume, we've had some a trading range that this was stuck in, as you can see. A little bit of a pip over, but resistance. This was a little lower, resistance, a little lower. So that might even be a price. That might be the wall that we need to break through. And you can see how we had the resistance here. And now we're probably going to try and test the upside, and this will likely be rejected. And we may see something like that, and maybe there. And then I don't know if we see higher and then up, or lower again, or maybe a tick down just below. Let me change. Oops. I want to change the color to yellow, I guess. And we'll create another line right about here. So it looks like we're going to be range bound or locked right around here. Now, this is too far into the future to mathematically try and figure out. We just know that we have a potential bounce. We have a higher candles, and we're headed towards resistance. And then we'll probably consolidate. So maybe this will be another one of those cups and handles. So that's what I'm seeing right now. This does look like an A, a B, a C, or maybe this is an A, a B, and then the long C that'll bore the heck out of everybody. So this is maybe something you want to keep on your radar later on. Now, using a GAN fan, we will go from here. So the Garden of Eden, do one of these, and then we'll just square off what GAN would normally do. This would be at 0, which is there. And then we would do 100 days and $1. I have a feeling we're going to need to do 10. $1. Yeah, that does kind of play out, but we need to do one more decimal place because of this crazy number here. That wasn't a gradual buildup. 10. Let me close this out for a sec. Yeah, pretty good resonance with regards to tops. It might be like a little higher. And this pivot point might be a little different. In fact, I'm going to go here. And then I'm going to bring this guy. I want to match it up with this and make that 0. So that'll be the fulcrum, I guess. Or the pivot point, rather. Oops. 0. Okay, so yeah, off of this, there's the 90-degree radiant that goes straight up from here. And the 1-to-1 is where we're squaring off of. It looks like it wants to go a little further to the left, but we'll leave it at that. And we can see how the pivot point kind of changes. And now we're coming over. We had resistance. It's a little bit off. But we can see how the 1/8 was resisted. So this is not good. It looks like further down pressure. So we talked about this point. We'll delete that. Price definitely wants to go down around here. And I want to say that this thing's going to go sideways for quite some time. And I think the offering was somewhere around, was it 750? Yeah, for 750 a piece. Where is 750? Interesting enough, that 750 is a resistive point already laid down in the past for the future. So that means another dump and then potential pullback to the 650 range. So if you're bullish on this, I would expect a major cash in at the 750 and then coming back down again. I wonder if this thing has financials. I'm not good at reading financials. Be warned. I just read the chart. Wimi hologram. If anyone knows about this, feel free to add to the to the comments. It says package software. Yeah, saying massive sell-off. I agree. It's later neutral. That's probably stating the bounce that we're seeing. Potential change. Financials. Revenue. Well, they've made more revenue every time. I don't know if that's gross profit. Net income. Technically, that's more as well. Profit margin dropped. Well, it is COVID, so we could maybe consider that. Gross profit almost doubled. We don't know 2020 yet. Cost of goods. Certainly paid more tax. The net income is not a lot. I mean, 4 million net income, and now they're talking about an 83 million registered direct offering. So this thing is still trying to draw money. We might even see a stock split. I don't see, yeah, I'm not a fan of this one. At least not yet. Oh, wait. I wonder if this will show what the value of each share is, like a comparison. Financials. My God, their operating expenses was 29 million. Dilution. So zero dilution. I guess they didn't split yet. I thought, is it the balance sheet where you see that? Book value per share. $1.02. Book value per share is $1.02. And the price is sitting at around 6. So the price is overvalued 6x. If this thing went down to $1 per share, I guess that would be a 1-to-1 ratio and fair game for your money. The odds of it going down that low is unlikely. I don't think. I mean, a Hail Mary buy at 328 would be pretty good. I don't know anything about this asset again, so I'm not in this thing. But right now, the direction is still down. We have a potential for a bounce. I just have a feeling it'll be like one of these, right? It came up and it rejected early. So it came down, bounced, and then may hit here and then come back down again. So I'm biased to the downside at this point. Let's look at weekly. Yeah, you can see like this is where the noise is. This is where the argument is, where the shorters get out. So they've been shorting. We'll probably see exits, and we'll probably see a candle at least to 50%. So what's that, around 750 of that candle? And when that $83 million is going to expire around 750, that pretty well says that maybe we'll push back down here again. So I think there's time to grab this a little lower, and bids from within this zone will probably be had within the next couple months. And September is usually when we see a major pullback as well in the larger markets. It's just I don't know, it's just what I've seen. So maybe by September we'll be back down here. Monthly, having a peek. And I want to turn off the APO MACD. Okay. Here's the classic sell-off. I'm going to get rid of the GAN box here. Or the GAN fan, sorry. So if you didn't see this sell-off signal, all this down pressure, you should have seen this one here on the monthly, stating that the next month would be a dump. This was still further pressure, but it closed higher. And you can see the grind, but like, look at all these wicks. Huge, right? Here's another one stating further pressure down. Let's zoom that out a bit. And again, a red month. So until we have something like this, look what happens. When we have a red month like this, the following month is a pump, right? And then, of course, we dumped because that was way too much. I think we might see another red month, maybe April and May. down around here again. And then once we see, I don't know, a break above the previous month, we might see a run. So an entry would be to wait for a small red candle or a small green candle, and then wait for a breakout to the upside and maybe 100% it. I would not aim for all of this. If you got 100%, I mean, take half off, I guess, and let the rest run and see if you can get another 50% or so. But this doesn't look good for me. This looks like it's in like some sort of it's just trying to attract more money so that it can develop. So this would be a super long term hold. Lower time zones. I'm about to sneeze. Hold on. Oh my, apologize for that. RSI and money flow index, the direction is down. We're heading into that zone where we'll see a bounce and then a move back up. So lots of time. On the 1 hour, did we ever touch? No, we didn't. So I have a feeling this is weak. And the APO MACD, we did see a lot of red candles. I'm going to change this to bars. So you can just see that there's just more weak momentum than there is momentum to the upside. We had the bounce. We were below the zero cross. Let me squeeze this down a bit. Below the zero cross, and here's one of those classic cases where I said we roll to the upside, and once we meet the zero, we usually find resistance and we push back down. That is exactly what happened here. We found resistance and we tailed off and we came back down. We even have gaps that we need to fill sometime in the future. So we have lower lows. This thing is going to try again. So right now, this is technically getting ready for a short position, right? So we're going to move to the upside. As soon as we see a red signal here, that will likely be a short entry. So if you're watching this asset, watch for that turn, and it will likely go down, and you'll see the shorters start to step on the gas on this thing. This does look like it's a bottoming effect. Again, the argument, we're down around here. So if you're looking to accumulate for the future, this is the zone I would be looking for. And because the zone is quite wide financially, from, what is it, 650 to 560, 100 shares, 550 between $650, that's not bad. But 1,000 shares, I don't know if I would do that. Probably aim a little bit lower. And I think that's about it. That's all I would be looking for GAN wise. There you go. You can see the resistance. And then we get into the next quadrant. Resistance. Now we're kind of finding resistance. We may see a little bit of sideways until the end of April, and maybe another little pop and resistance again, at which point maybe we're closer to that consolidation bull and an actual final turn to the upside to test. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this is still in early development stage, and it's weak, and there's way too much money in this thing, and it's not performing. At least that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So might even move this guy down around there, and that seems to line up as well. So that's what I would be looking at with regards to Wimi. So we'll delete that, and I'll just say that that is the case for the thumbnail. 20 long bloody minutes on this one. I apologize, but hopefully that was as comprehensive as you would like to know. Trade safe.